Hello and welcome to Studio 415. On today's show, you'll hear a reaction how e-learning has been implemented at NACS. You'll see how one Carroll student is getting help from her friends to raise money to fight blood cancer. And you'll see current and upcoming exhibits that are running at the Fort Wayne Museum of Art. All of that and more coming up next.
We still have an awful lot of students that aren't logging on necessarily and doing those attendance tasks.
What is the hardest sport to play and why?
Cross country, because it's conditioning for all other sports.
She was just so robbed of her childhood at 12 years old.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Brendan Mullett. It's that time of year again where weather-related closure becomes a common occurrence. Along with these closures comes e-learning days to help prevent an extended school year. Studio 415 reporter Carroll talked to students and staff to learn more about the impact of the e-learning curriculum.
So far this semester, there have been 5 e-learning days implemented into the schedule due to weather-related cancellations as well as a planned e-learning day for juniors' SAT testing. Since its original implementation for the 2019-2020 school year, this new curriculum has prevented extended school years and continued teachers' regular lessons through periods of bad weather. Even though they'll miss out on the fun of a full snow day, overall opinions of the system have been high. Senior Netta Rahimi cites that she favors the system as it allows it to seamlessly continuation of learning.
I love how it is now. It's like, I like how we're not getting canceled anymore, so it's not added to the end of the year, and it's just like, it's really easy to do the e-learnings now.
How e-learning days are decided are through the central office and the chief operations officer on whether or not the school should implement an e-learning day to accommodate for upcoming weather. These e-learning days are designed to last for a 20 to 30 minute online lesson that teachers either record themselves speaking or students follow a list of specific directions to accommodate for attendance purposes to count the school day. Teacher and Science Department Chair Jim Walker states how e-learning has changed for teachers.
There are many activities that are difficult to do through an e-learning lesson. I think teachers are gaining proficiency with it and we're getting better. And students are getting better at completing the e-learning assignments. But, as far as quality of instruction, face-to-face is the best.
Students as well as teachers are both adapting to the ever-evolving school day, as both parties must navigate on how to turn a full instructional class period into a lesson students complete on their own with just a computer. One issue that has been highlighted with the system is students' willingness to do e-learning at all. Principal Brandon Binning says that he's been in communication with Carroll teachers and found that missing assignments was their biggest problem.
I think that's still a little bit of a bump that we're trying to overcome, is just conditioning students that it is a day of school. And so I know it's that nice day off you feel like, and you can sleep in a little bit, and I understand that. But I think it's just conditioning students to understand that we've got to treat that with a little bit of effort on a school day.
Love it or hate it, e-learning is still sticking around at Carroll. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let your teachers know. For attendance purposes, please get your work done, Carroll. For Studio 415, I'm Kyle Gagline.
Cancer has always been a sorrowful topic, and for a lot of people, it has impacted their life in some way. In my story, I dove into finding out how one student in the Carroll community has taken part in a 7-week campaign to do all she can to help find a cure for this devastating disease. LLS, which stands for Leukemia Lymphoma Society. This is an organization that raises funds and promotion for blood cancer research and the disease's effect in general. With these funds, they strive to research and support all cancer patients in hoping to finding a cure. This year, Carroll senior Brooke Pocock was nominated for Student of the Year and started her campaign called Shooting for a Cure. Unlike nominees in the past, Pocock has played a lot of different roles in LLS, from being alongside her mom for Visionary of the Year, to being a team member alongside 2020 graduate Evie Murphy, to now being a candidate and leading her own team in 2022. Pocock has been fortunate to have been a part of the LLS organization all throughout high school. Pocock explains how a simple basketball game impacted her life. During her 6th grade year, Pocock was filling in for an old teammate's team. During the game, Pocock noticed that her teammate, Olivia Stoy, wasn't acting herself. After that game, Pocock got to see up close the hardships of going through cancer.
The next day, her parents took her to just like Ready Med, and she was airlifted to Riley and later diagnosed with T lymphoblastic lymphoma.
Through this experience, seeing her friend endure the battle and journey from cancer is what made Pocock want to be involved in such a great organization.
Kind of just see her journey. She beat cancer and then was in remission and fine, and then re-diagnosed and had to have a blood transfusion from her 5-year-old brother at the time.
Through this campaign, Pocock is in charge of finding many different ways to raise money. from sending support letters for people to donate on her page, and setting up fundraisers like beach volleyball tournaments, and dying to donate events. But Pocock doesn't have to run alone. Pocock has chosen 15 other students to run alongside her through this journey. One of her team members, Gabby Beeman, believes that people's donations can go a long way and could even impact our own city.
I think that a lot of people don't realize how much of an impact it really does have locally. Like, there are so many young kids that go through this, and it just hits a variety of people. And I just think it's a really good cause, and that, again, like, why not? If you want to make an impact in your community, and this is a simple way to do it.
If you want to play a part in finding a cure for cancer, there's still time to donate. If you click the link below, it will lead you to Pocock's page where you can donate to her campaign. Any donation is helpful and much appreciated. The competition lasts until March 18th, where it ends with a gala where a Student of the Year will be crowned to see how much money was raised in just 7 weeks. For Studio 415, I'm Brendan Mullet. Patrick Wargo and Allie Butts venture out this week to ask the question that has been on everyone's minds. Are there more wheels or more doors in the world? Here is this week's episode of Commons Questions.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Commons Questions. I'm your host Patrick Wargo. Let's get into it.
You don't have any intro? No intro, like at all? You just went right into it. This is what Alan did for his first intro.
I'm your host Alan Sizemore. Let's get into it. Hello.
Hi.
How's your day going?
Okay.
Okay. If you could talk to animals, which one would be the rudest to talk to and why?
Definitely a groundhog
Why?
because of that one movie.
If you could talk to animals,
Penguins.
Why?
They just look aggressive.
they look
Have you ever
aggressive.
seen a penguin?
I have.
They're like that tall and they look so aggressive.
Probably a snake because they just like hiss and that scares me.
They're scary.
Definitely geese.
Why geese?
They're just already mean. A giraffe.
Why?
They're just tall.
Dylan does not like tall people. Dylan doesn't like me. Spell Cincinnati.
Wait, there's an N. Hold on.
Loosen up, get the shoulders ready, look at the camera. Spell Cincinnati.
What?
Cinati. Did I get it?
No, you did not.
Capital C.
Capital C, that's important.
INN.
Wrong.
Oh. The Bengals. They lost Super Bowl.
Spell it. Spell Cincinnati.
W. The letter 12.
W12.
CIN. Okay, Cincinnati. CINCINNI. Correct.
What is more prevalent, wheels or doors?
Doors.
Doors.
Wheels.
Wheels.
My doctor said wheels, so it's gotta be wheels.
Okay, wheels.
It's 100% wheels.
Wheels majority. Okay. We should make a counter.
Wheels.
Why?
Gotta go doors.
Gotta go doors. Oh my! Everyone's yelling wheels at him. He goes doors nevertheless. What a strong young man. Which is more prevalent in our world, wheels or
Wheels. Wheels. It's definitely wheels.
Why?
You don't even have to finish the question.
Do you think there's more doors or wheels in the world?
I think it depends how you define door.
Definitely doors.
Obviously more wheels.
Doors.
There's way more doors.
No.
Way more doors. Yes. Door. This has been Commons Questions with your host, Patrick Wargo. Remember to keep leaving your suggestions down in the description. Back to you guys in the studio.
The Fort Wayne Museum of Art is one of the only places that makes Fort Wayne unique. And for the past 100 years, the museum has collected thousands of individual art pieces. Studio 415 reporter Evan Bushman takes an in-depth look at this art and the meaning it had on the people of Fort Wayne.
Thanks, Brendan. Many can say they know of Fort Wayne's Art Museum, but few can say they know the history. In my story, I take a look into how Fort Wayne's museum came to be and where all their art came from. Starting in February of 2021, the Fort Wayne Museum of Art has been holding a year-long exhibition entitled A Century of Making Meaning, 100 Years of Collecting. This exhibition is to showcase their art collection they've amassed over the last 100 years. And as of 2022, the museum has collected over 7,000 total art pieces. And after seeing such a collection, many wonder where the museum and its collection all began. Dating back all the way to the early 1900s, the museum was first opened as an art school in downtown Fort Wayne. But in 1921, Theodore Thiem donated his collection of 10 paintings with the addition of his house to the school. This is what began the massive collection of the museum. For the next several decades, the museum grew its collection through donations and purchases by the museum. By 1987, the building you can visit today on 311 East Main Street was built and has been collecting in the same place ever since. And now, with the Century of Making Meaning exhibition, the museum has a chance to finally show off much of the art they've collected. Fort Wayne Museum of Art's Director of Visual Communications, Caitlin Binkley, describes how the museum chooses to portray these historic art pieces.
So over the past year, since last March, we have been curating the exhibition to show pieces that we collected during a certain decade. So the 1920s, we had stuff we collected from the 1920s, 1930s, on through the 2000s and 2010s.
However, it was March 13th that marked the end of the year-long exhibition. The final showcase included art done by many artists of the future who are still making art to be showcased for years to come. But the art doesn't stop there. On March 19th, the museum will unveil their newest exhibition, The Art of the Skateboard, an exhibition entirely geared towards the creative medium of skateboarding. Binkley believes that these are just some of the exhibitions that make the museum unique.
We're bringing that all together to celebrate the artistic nature of this generally not thought of as artistic medium. We are also going to be building an indoor skate park, which is definitely not something that you would normally see in an art museum, but we're not the normal art museum. I think I've mentioned that a few times.
If you're interested in visiting the Fort Wayne Museum of Art, feel free to stop by. They are closed on Mondays but open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday. And on Thursdays, they're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you'd like more information, feel free to visit their website, fwmoa.org. And for Studio 415, I'm Evan Bushman.
Public transportation is an essential key for students to get to school. Studio 415 reporter Evan Pickanu gives us a deeper understanding on how snow days and delays are decided.
Many NACS students rely on the bus as their transportation to school. Transportation is just another important factor that goes on into calling delays and closings for the district. These delays and closings can bring hardship within the department. Many drivers have part-time jobs that they have after their morning duties as a bus driver. Delays and closings alter their schedule as a result. The choice to delay or close school aren't as simple as you may think. Transportation Director Natalie Hoffman explains the different steps and procedures to determine if it's safe for students or not.
Sure. So the decision to either close or delay school is definitely one that takes a lot of thought, takes a lot of time. We get up as early as 3:30 in the morning and we check the weather. We check the forecast on the it's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration website. It's the National Weather Service, basically. We look at their fog, snow, sleet, rain, freezing rain, and then we actually get in our cars and we go drive. So we're on the roads and we try to make that call sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 in the morning.
On frigid days, bus drivers are required to start the buses extra early in the mornings.
I got to talk to a few students about how they feel about transportation provided by the school and how they would approach delays and closings.
Honestly, I think they should be looser with the restrictions. Just because, like, if we do cancel, we have e-learning, so it's like we can still get the learning experience. I know e-learning isn't as good as like being in school, but we can still, you know, not have to make up the day later.
No, I think they should be a little more laid back and just like cancel it if it's a little questionable.
I think that the cancellation policy is good how it is. You know, I've seen that when we do cancel, the roads are pretty bad, and I haven't really seen any roads that are horrible to drive on when we're in school.
Student safety is number one when it comes to transportation. Administration and staff members work very hard to make the best judgment on road conditions for both bus riders and student drivers. For Studio 415, this is Evan Pickanu.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching. If you have a story idea, don't be afraid to let us know. For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.
Sunny days and friendly smiles. Student